the U.S. House, securing a supermajority for the upcoming 2 years.
Reports from CNN, NBC News, and CBS News confirmed on Wednesday afternoon that Republicans had won at least 218 seats in the House, though several races are still undecided.
North Korean soldiers stationed in Russia's Kursk region have initiated combat operations against Ukrainian forces, as confirmed by the U.S. State Department.
We are deeply troubled by Russia's choice to rely on the DPRK to supply soldiers for their ongoing ruthless war against Ukraine, stated State Department Deputy Spokesman Vedant Patel.
The body of a 5-year-old boy from Oregon who had been missing since the weekend was discovered on Tuesday, according to a statement from the Coos County Sheriff's Office.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
No coffee for you. No coffee for you. No coffee. No coffee. Where's my coffee? Damn coffee.
And hot.
What?
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Tim Pool is your best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Comedy schlamedy. Ow. 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 I got a stiff neck. Did I mention that? Keep forgetting to mention it. I'm sure, I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Did I mention that? Okay. Stiff neck. It was in my notes. It was in my notes. No. Neck. Yeah. Nope, I forgot to mention it. Yeah. And that stupid little thing. I'm having a volume issue. Good morning, folks. It is. It's probably going to repeat, isn't it? No, it's not. Look at that. Somehow it doesn't. I don't know. I'm at a loss with the buttons here. What do the buttons actually mean? I don't know. We'll see. We'll learn about buttons today. We have no guest scheduled today. Today is November 15th, Friday, November 15th. Don't think you made it through another week. You didn't make it through another week. The end of the world will happen as soon as this show wraps up today. We did not make it through another week. But it's Friday, November 15th, 2024. Another terrible day on planet Earth. And just we're headed for doom. Doom. Just doom. So give up. That's my advice to you. As far as this program goes, this program is hanging on by a thread. Me and my Tim Pool thing is not. I'm not bringing in any Russian money here. Nobody's paying me. You know what, Vlad? I'm willing and able. Since we're going down the toilet anyway, send me some money and I'll just say I'll say whatever you want me to say. Melania's a slut. Trump's your puppet. Whatever you want me to say, I'll say it. But I managed to run a YouTube channel off and on. Basically, I've only been doing this about 5 years now, a little over 5 years. But I was doing music and stuff on this channel since 2008. But as it is now, I managed to do that without ever getting a copyright strike, without ever getting any kind of strikes. Now I this far away from getting my channel yanked completely, all in the name of a bunch of stupid yucks. Ha 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 ha! That was funny. let's just put something that will get us a copyright strike and get YouTube to say, fuck you, your channel's gone. That's where I'm at. And if you're wondering what the difference is, so I'm not the one playing videos anymore. Well, most of the time. And the videos I do play, I do check to see if they are YouTube Commons use before ever airing them on here, or they're my videos. So if you see us not on YouTube anytime in the near future, it's because somebody just decided, I could play this. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It is what it is. I don't care. I'll probably still be on Twitch or YouTube, not YouTube, Rumble, or someplace. Facebook. It even hurts to say Facebook. If and when we lose the YouTube channel. Now I have 6 months to behave to save the channel, which will take one strike away, and then another like 3 months beyond that for the other strike. So it doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well. So if we're not here, I don't know where you'll find me, because I'm not going to be on Twitch much longer. I'll be on Blue Sky until I get booted from there. I just don't know. Yesterday, I was at a VA home, and I played 2 shows there. There was some toe tapping going on. I checked. I was very vigilant to watch the toes to see if they tapped. Not a lot, but every once in a while we got a little tapping going on. I could tell, and that's all I needed to know that the contract will be fulfilled, and I will get some pay out of it. No, don't get me wrong. I do volunteer at the VA quite often, but yesterday was a paid contracted toe tapping experience. I did meet a 99-year-old man, and I had a conversation with him. And sharp as a tack for 99 years old. He is a guy who enlisted as a teenager in World War II to go fight Hitler. That was his cause. He was fired up to stop the Nazis. And then he went back to college on the GI Bill and he got his degree and became an officer. And he went to Korea and fought there in a war he did not necessarily know what he was fighting for in Korea. And then he went to Vietnam for a war. Again, he did not know exactly what he was fighting for. It seemed like he was fighting just to fight for body counts. But he was a lifelong Republican and still is a registered Republican who had voted for Ike and Nixon and Reagan and Ford and Bush. But in this past election, he voted for Harris because he said he enlisted originally to fight a man just like Trump, and he can't believe that fascism has found its way into the United States of America. And he explained to me how his grandson voted for Trump, and he's disowned his grandson. And that hit home, because this is a place where I am. I have really disowned family members and lifelong friends, not because I'm mad at them, not that I think they are responsible for Trump getting elected. Of course, if you live in New York, it doesn't matter what. This state voted the right way. And it's not left or right, it's right or wrong. And New York State, overwhelmingly, one of the few states that went all blue. But, it's not about them supporting Trump. It's about the fact that their support for Trump explains a lot about who they are as a person. And you can't change that. You can't, say, oh, buyer's remorse, I'm sorry I voted for Trump. No, you liked him. Why did you like him? You liked him because he represented all the things that you like hating on brown people and taking rights away from women. And so many other really, really cruel and nasty beliefs that you have. So there's no going back. What basically what this is, and I've been saying this for 2 weeks since the election. I'm going to keep saying it. We have a shitty people problem, and we've come down to, how do you define woke? Well, I define woke as not being a shitty person. So you can call me woke. You could go, yeah, I don't necessarily accept that label. But if you're going to put that label on me and I have to accept it, then I'm going to put a label on you, shitty person. You have the woke people and you have the shitty people. Which one are you going to choose? You want to be woke? You want to be shitty? That's what you got. You shitty people. Okay, you don't have to be shitty, but change does not happen overnight. First of all, you have to realize that, remember what he said? I don't know anything about Project 2025. I don't know anything about it. Well, if you look at what he's done in the first week and a half since being elected, pretty clear. He knows exactly what Project 2025 was about, and he's trying to implement it. He is planning on implementing it. I know you don't tune into this fucking nonsense for politics, and I wish we could avoid politics. But the fact is, we are headed right down the same road as Nazi Germany. And because you don't see it, doesn't make it any less true. And I'm tired of the meme. I disagreed with something and I didn't get offended, so I scrolled past it, or I didn't comment on it, because you saw Nazis marching down your street and you chose to close your eyes and pretend they weren't there. That's what that meme is saying. First, I came for the Jews, but I wasn't a Jew. We're all Jews at this moment in time. I don't care if you're a Muslim, you're a Jew at this moment in time. They're coming for you. Eventually, they will come for you. Open your eyes. Sorry, we're going to be talking about politics until the end of time, which hopefully will be very soon. In the meantime, I think I need to get high. Not daily high. I think I need a whole different kind of high, a ketamine high. So I'm going to blow my mind with Mind Bloom, and I think you should too. Please, the link is in the description. Get your brain right, because I need to get my brain right. I'm Tim Paul, and I'm send me money, Russia. That's all I got to say.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, in the room
at Frito-Lay all the time.
In the room with me now is my good friend Steven Crowder, and my other good friend Benny Johnson, and my other good friend what's the guy from Carolina? What's his name? Tim Scott. Good morning, all my right wing friends.
Good morning. Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. This is the last Friday of the week. Make the most of it. Go to MindDogTV.com and buy some weekend weed. It's 50% off while supply lasts. Oops, there it goes. MindDogTV.com. Enjoy the suffering and support your local mercenaries.
We don't sell weed, but here's an interesting fact. All the drug dealers, remember when weed was illegal in New York? I don't know if you remember that far back, all 2 years ago. All the weed dealers, all the coke dealers, all the LSD dealers, they're all hardcore Republicans now. These law and order people, they want to make America great again. All those people, they're all drug dealers. Every last one of them. Every last one of the drug dealers are all Trumpers.
Is there an overlap between the drug dealers and the rapists? Like
we need a Venn diagram on that. Can you work it up? Come on, you're the Venn guy.
Where's Venn? Venn, we need another one of your diagrams. Get in here, Venn. Yeah. He's in the bathroom. He's in the bathroom on the toilet doing X.
Right. I got a stiff neck. Did I mention I have a stiff neck?
Still? Oh man.
Yeah.
I think you took a Viagra and went to your head. That's why your neck is stiff.
Or extended release.
Steven used that joke yesterday, and it's like a 20-year-old joke now. Come on, guys! If you're gonna steal jokes, steal current jokes.
Oh, your neck is stiff. What are you, dead?
From the neck up.
It's actually it's like this. What is this? The deltoid or whatever this is over here. This little thing that connects your head to your neck. You know, that's the thing. It's not like the whole neck. It's just this shoulderish, neckish thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rigor mortis.
Right.
So it sounds like
I wish it were rigor mortis.
Yeah, see, people when it happens to me, they call it nigger mortis, but it's just.
See, I was struck with rigor mortis this morning before I got out of the shower.
Now you just said something that is going to scare Morgan. Fortunately, we don't have a guest to scare away today. But all this, nigga stuff, it's not working for us. It's not. It's scaring the guests away.
Are you kidding? We just picked up 3 new viewers just now. When I said that, they went bam. That's how.
Actually,
yeah, but I guess maybe it's when I say it. I guess you're right. Yeah, I'm not. You're allowed to say it. I'm not allowed to say it.
Yeah, because when I said, I smile. When you said, you put like a knife in the back.
You turn that hard R into a sharp R.
Not towards. You're right. I do, but I'm angry. Not at the anger is not at black people. It's at the people who use that word maliciously. That's where the anger is. So you are
angry. And my anger is toward black people that voted that way.
That's fair. That's fair.
Wait, I'm all confused now. So yeah, now all these all these come from these appointments or suggested appointments, right? What do they call this when it's not confirmed yet, but he's just nominations for cabinet.
Sick ass wish list.
Cabinet nominees.
Right. Now, a lot of Republicans are coming out and saying Matt Gaetz is not qualified, but they're gonna confirm during a recess, right? So this is the most like blatantly fuck the system. We're not going to go through confirmation. If we have any confirmation hearings, it will be on the hush hush, and it'll be really quick, and then we'll wait for a recess and just ram all these fucking people through. But it is like clearly, and there is no buyer's remorse here in any way. Nobody is realizing, hey, he lied to us about this Project 2025. It seemed like he knew exactly what was in it because he's doing exactly what was in it. So I don't. Would you get this thing? Did you hear all those people talking about Getz? He smells like teenage. He smells like ass, teenage ass. You can smell it on him.
Well, Gaetz has a minor problem, and the minor problem is he fucks minors.
Right. Now, Jim Jordan is saying he wants to cover it up. He does not want the the details of the House investigation released to the public. That just like, why not just say he's fucking guilty, man? We can't let the people know what actually this guy is up, what he's all about. It's just we can't do it. That would ruin everything if they knew. So yeah, it's just mind blowing, man. So I had a interesting day at the VA yesterday, but did you guys have a decent day, night? Did you do anything? Did you do anything funny, anything good, any reason to wake up on the next day?
I did some really good stuff yesterday. I worked on a song and I mowed the grass. I whacked some weeds and I cut a bush. Trimmed a bush, rather.
Wait, did you say you worked on a farm?
Worked on a song.
Oh, worked on a song. Okay, my ears. I thought you said you worked on a farm. I like, wait a minute. I had
to think. I said, got me thinking. I said, no. I said I mowed the lawn or yard, and I was wondering if
you said I worked on a song, but I thought you said I worked.
I was trying to find and I was trying to figure what sounded like farm, and I was thinking yard, lawn, or
song sounded like farm.
Okay, all right.
I worked on a farm. I worked on a song.
Yeah. And that song was about a farm.
All right.
Maybe that's what it was.
You want to debut the song here right now? Come on, sing.
No,
sing.
Sing. I'm not a trained monkey. I'm not going to sing.
No, you're an untrained monkey.
Matt.
So
don't.
And besides that, let me see. Besides that, I don't want to get you a copyright strike because it's a song parody.
Well, you couldn't have copyrighted it yet. You could not have legally copyrighted it yet.
No, it's a song parody. It's a song parody. So someone else's music, my words. Now, of course,
parody is fair use, right?
Yeah,
I don't know because sometimes I don't know the answer to that because sometimes I get threatening letters from Facebook and YouTube.
Here's the
and
thing.
TikTok.
The only reason I know this is one of my favorite bands put out a parody album, and they literally recited that law in the beginning of the song. Like, all the properties used for fair use and for comedic use only. Please do not sue us. Like, it was just one of those things.
I understand that, and I still get, depending on the song, I still get threats.
It's better not to risk it. Probably.
You can make any fucking claims you want. It's like saying I don't own any rights to this song. That doesn't get you off the hook. None of that shit gets you off the hook. Let's be clear about that. Just saying shit up front does not do anything for you. What's going on with Ron there? Now we see his picture, but he's walking.
That's how we know it's not him because he's smiling.
Right, and he's walking in and out. Like, is he like is he being interviewed for a cabinet position?
He's either being interviewed by Trump for a cabinet position, or he's being investigated about the flowers that have been turning up missing from funerals.
Well, he's being vetted as the Secretary of Lingerie, so good luck to him.
That's a shoo-in. He should get. Well, he won't get it because he's too experienced. Because Trump does not put in people that are experienced.
He said he wants. He said his goal was to streamline panty raids. So
I got a stiff neck. Did I mention that? Oh
no.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Hard. This whole stiff neck thing. I think it's going to be with me forever. I don't think.
Use the other side. Use the other side.
Yeah.
What do you mean use? I'm not like using. I mean to hold my head up, to hold my head on my body.
The deal. Usually when one has a stiff neck, let's say it's your left deltoid, for example.
We have to say that. Wait, let's say, wait, Steven, it's my left deltoid. Come on.
It's the left deltoid.
Thank you. Okay, we said it.
Okay. Now, usually it's stiff because it's refusing to relax. So the way you get it to relax is that you work the opposite muscle, because the way your body is supposed to work, when you work one muscle, the opposite muscle relaxes so that it can do this. So if you like turn it like this, notice where you turn it, this has to relax and this has to contract. And so
left deltoid.
Right. But anyway, that's how that works.
Suppository up my ass.
You work the opposite. You work the opposite
cancer.
So
it's not.
Have you tried telling it to stop hurting?
Stop hurting. Yeah, I tried that.
Have you tried a positive affirmation?
I do. Yeah,
it's almost that's almost like an enema, but instead.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but I write positive affirmations all day long. I write on my wall. You're great. Every day you get better and better in every single wall.
Get a piece of paper, write down 100 times. My neck does not hurt, and if you're lucky, your hand will hurt enough that your neck will stop hurting.
So why did we even bother doing this today? I mean, there's no guest here.
Right.
And we're already now there's a fight tonight. Are you going to be watching the fight?
I am.
I probably won't watch the fight.
Really? Why? You mentioned during the election night that you're not good with watching sporting events and elections. I don't know.
I'm not good at watching things that I have a vetted interest in. Because,
but you don't have a or do you in this fight tonight? Do you have a
only the fact that I used to box and I have flashbacks. I literally when I watch a fight, okay, even though it's been like over 40 years since I put on gloves and boxed, I still do this. Same thing when I watch a football game, I still juke every once in a while, especially because I see it. I still
So
juke.
why don't you do that during this show? Because I'm throwing jabs at you the entire time.
Because they're haymakers, and I don't duck haymakers.
All right. All right. I don't know if I told
guys
you,
see
but
Mike Tyson slap
little
Jake
neck
Paul
thing.
during the weigh-in?
What happened with Mike Tyson?
How would we see that?
So
you sent me the video.
He was wearing his wife's panties at the weigh-in. By the way,
so yeah. Mike Tyson weighed in a Versace banana hammock, and he did the face off with Jake Paul. Jake Paul stepped on his foot, so Tyson slapped him in the mouth. just wham. And here's the thing. Jake Paul was like, "Well, that didn't hurt. I barely felt it." He slapped him, and he felt it. I ain't buying he didn't feel it.
Well, whether it hurt or not, the fact that he got slapped on, was it national television? International television?
International.
How was his response? Did he like smack him back, or did he put his dukes up? Or did
he just went, I didn't feel it. That's all he did. He pissed off Tyson is what he did. So Tyson's like, okay, that didn't hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Wow, you guys, you're much whiter over there than you are over here. I don't know why that is.
So
but
is my credit better over there then?
Did my credit drop?
Much. I don't know. We've been trying to reach you about a $700 credit line on your new, whatever, the worst possible interest rate credit card. Yeah, we've been trying.
It could be all of them right now. I have no idea which. I don't know which ones are which.
Yeah, I have a 7 credit rating. That's my score. 7. Not 700. 7. I've done some damage to it because of this stupid show. What the hell is that? Do you know what that is?
No,
that's Steven. It's probably Steven, right? No,
it might have been me. I put my phone down on the table.
No, we want to blame Steven. Do not accept the blame for this. It's all Steven's fault. But there's a conflict of interest tonight. And here's the conflict of interest. Because I don't know, you guys are not old enough to remember, like, every time Larry Holmes or even Muhammad Ali fought a white guy, there were like more than half of the white guys in America were just watching just to see a white guy win in boxing. And so you got all these old white boomers who are, first of all, boomers. So they want to root for Tyson in the sense that they want to see an old man beat a young man. But then the young man is white and the old man is black, so they don't know what to do. They're like, do I root for my racial hatred or my age hatred? What should I do? And so they can all, on tomorrow morning, they're all going to have stiff necks because they'll be like, Tyson, Paul, what? Tyson.
How many hard R's just made my day?
Yeah, I don't know if the R's get hard. But
then what's that little pokey thing hanging out underneath? That's not,
Oh, wait, what are you talking about?
When on an R, it has that little pokey hard thing sticking out there on an R.
I think the R is one of the few ones that has a penis.
I did not know about the pokey thing sticking out. But that's all it says. So I personally want to see a black man beat the fuck out of a white man tonight. And
so this is like the Olympics with Jesse Owens all over again.
For me, well, yeah. You know what? I don't know why I really dislike Jake Paul. Something about him. I just want to see him beaten back to TikTok where he belongs.
He's very punchable.
Okay.
He looks very punchable.
I don't want to see social media people get it. It's like Rogan. Like, where the fuck does Rogan get off having all this credibility? He's a fucking terrible actor, terrible comedian, and all of a sudden he's
not very bright.
And he generally gets off at home.
Right.
Well, I guess you've seen Tyson's sparring videos, haven't you?
No,
I haven't.
Oh, his sparring videos that he's been releasing around this is like, that is a man you do not want hitting you. I mean,
his trainer. There's a video of his trainer that's known him since he was 12 years old, and stated that Tyson looks scarier and and more ready to go now than he's ever looked in his life. Is what he's
Okay, I said that I get. I understand that because I know there was a young man got into my face. Now, for the most part, they thought that I was a pacifist, and he got into my face and threatened violence on me. And I had to warn him. I said, "Look, I will beat you for every injustice that I've ever suffered in my life. I'm about to unleash 60 years of racism on you. I'm about to unleash 60 years of women who dumped me before I got married. All the high school heartbreak. I'm about to unleash all of the times every time I've been called nigger, I'm going to punch you in the face for it." And I told him, I said, "So please hit me because I just need a release. So please hit me." And he walked away.
Wow. Yeah, I just don't see Tyson rolling over. And I think in Tyson's head, he's got to be thinking, everyone thinks that this is just going to be some rollover fight, and I'm just going to roll over and collect the money.
See, I kind of every fight leading up to this has been that for sure. If you watch every fight up to this point, has it been that? Yes. But here's
every
the thing.
fight for who? Do you mean every fight in general?
Jake
Or every
Paul.
fight for
What
Tyson?
the fuck are you talking about, you pudgy little...
For Jake Paul's, you geriatric.
Pudgy little bad Mike fucker, you. Just talking. I don't know if you know this, but every fight... What the hell are you talking about?
You need some medication, sir. Do you need a bedtime pack?
Jesus.
A snack? Listen.
Your mic has gone in the other direction. It was overmodulating. Now it's undermodulating. You're just like you're the least technical technical genius in your own mind I've ever seen.
Hi there, Matt. I'm your happy place. I'm your happy place.
Oh,
come to
cute.
me, Matt. I'm your happy place.
Right. Okay. We have
every fight for Jake Paul has been a rollover all the way up to this point because most of the people he's fought needed money as well. Tyson doesn't need money. He's not in it for the money. I'm sure the check is nice, but he doesn't need it though.
Who'd he fight? So, like the Girl Scout, whatever troop leader. Who'd he fight?
Jake Paul's opponents. Let's see.
It sounds like he beat the shit out of your mic. To be honest with you,
and that's the only mic. That's the only mic he's going to beat this weekend.
Listen, he's a big dude. He's obviously a big dude, and clearly he's trained as a boxer. But he's still he'll always be a TikToker in my heart.
Well, that's all that matters.
I just hate fucking TikTokers. Speaking of that, somebody contacted me about being a TikTok streaming host. It's like, what the fuck? No, it's like a QVC type of thing. I guess TikTok is making a transition into trying to be a online marketing app, right? Or somewhat. But I'm not interested. Thank you very much, Headhunter. But I am interested in streaming this show on TikTok if this show continues. Do you guys know how to stream on TikTok, or have you reached the minimum requirement to do it, or whatever?
Don't you have to have like their business account? Because
I have I changed it to a business account last night, but I don't have enough followers. I think there's a couple of other different restrictions before you can.
I think you need 1,000 followers to be able to stream
you used to need that, but they gave me live access, and I have less than 500. I have around 700. I've had live access for a little while, but as far as streaming on there, I don't know if the OBSs will give you the access, but TikTok has its own OBS software.
Right. But that's only for Windows. I looked into that too.
Oh, is it?
TikTok Studio. And I'm not a Windows guy. Maybe I should be a Windows guy, but it's been 25 years now since I've been
Windows is garbage. I hate my Windows computer. That's part of my issue is this thing's beat up, it's slow, it's old.
Yeah.
It just doesn't last like a Mac does.
But I will never have 1,000 followers on TikTok because I'm not doing any of the stupid nonsense. I'm doing music, what I do for my shorts on YouTube that do very well. But there's no call for that on TikTok. They want to see people eating shit. They want to see people eating.
I can start putting our shorts on there and see how they perform. I put a couple on there on my own and they work well.
Really?
And to be honest, I mean,
what are you doing different? Are you hashtagging them? What are you doing?
I mean, I put hashtags in and stuff. I mean, they get 300 to 500 views. There's one that has 800 views, I think.
Yeah, my TikTok varies.
It does. It's always up and down.
How many followers you got, Ron?
I have like 199.
Yeah, see, none of us are getting to 1,000.
I have 700
because you're not eating elephant dung. If you were eating elephant dung, you'd have 1 million followers and like 10 billion views, right?
I think I'll have 1,000 followers by January.
Well,
TikTok, I'm gonna take a loan on some of these followers and give them away.
I'm gonna borrow 2,000 followers and then use that as leverage to get the other 1,000.
Yeah, I have 732 followers. My highest video is 921 views.
Yeah, see,
yeah.
I'm sorry to laugh, but I mean,
no, it's TikTok. I mean, it just goes up and down. It's stupid.
I've had some, when I first started doing the music videos, I was getting like 4,000, 5,000 views on like one of these music shorts, and now I'm lucky if I get 6 views on them. It's like, oh yeah, we were interested in that first one. That was it.
I get anywhere from like 250 to thousands of views on a video. It just depends because TikTok, they're so.
Here's what I'm really interested in.
But hold on, their algorithm is very Nazi-like because you put up any little thing that references sex or anything like that, your video will get downgraded. Or if it's deemed like this is something that's dangerous, they'll knock it down. Also,
now
can we?
Okay, go ahead. Can we?
Well, I was just saying, can we? Can we just prostitute us? Can we become right-wing fucking pundits and just like go? Yeah, we'll all get MAGA hats and come on here and say like all this like right-wing stuff, and then we'll get money. We'll get money for doing it.
Well, my theory, if you're going to go that way, my theory is since there's so many right-wing people that the left-wing people have no place to go, give them something that they can go to and let them know that you're there.
I think you should retool the show where the three of us, the 3 white guys wear blackface, and we make GD wear whiteface.
Wow.
It'd be so ridiculous.
But if I can come back to TikTok,
actually be Korean instead.
But and we'll keep it. We'll let GD make all the racist comments, so it'll be all right.
What else is
He could be like, "Which one of you guys took my wallet?"
Inside me.
What do you say? We'll revisit the wallet comment in a little bit.
That's what I call schlong.
My DoorDash is here. I'll be right back.
I'm Tim Paul. I just keep seeing myself with the hat, and I just want to say I'm Tim Paul.
Somebody just laughed so hard they had to pee.
I'm waiting for in early January where like Fox News says we're bringing back Amos and Andy. Who doesn't want a reference from the 40s, 30s, or 40s?
Ian says my shorts are like listening to a robot read Wikipedia for you. Maybe put more effort into it. No, the shorts are doing fine. On YouTube, they're not doing fine on TikTok. I don't get it. I get plenty of views. I get 250,000 views per month on the shorts on YouTube. There's not an issue with that. Some people don't like the AI stuff. I grant it for that, and it is clickbait. That's all it is. But to say that I could do better if I put more effort in, fuck that. I did for a long time put more effort into it, and they sucked as far on YouTube. They got this what I'm getting on TikTok now. Sorry, Ian. Sometimes you're wrong, and this is one of the cases where you're wrong. You're right that it does sound like a robot reading Wikipedia, but there's no way more effort to it is going to increase. I've seen like a drastic increase with the robot reading Wikipedia on YouTube. TikTok, I have to eat shit. I have to drink piss. That's the only way to get views on there. But if I can come back to TikTok for a second. They buy coins. Why do they want me to buy coins? What the fuck is that about? And then I think there is this, movement. Let me finish the question here because it's a compound question. There is this movement to make TikTok like a merchandising site, right? So the coins, what is that for, and how do they envision it to be the next QVC or something?
So the coins themselves are for during live streams, people can give gifts, right? So one coin is a penny, so people will give little gifts here and there. But like you said, they're also turning into a sales site. So there's a whole separate shop available where you can be sponsored by featured products and all of that shit. But the whole coin thing is just for people to give donations to the streamer.
All right, so who the fuck wants to do that? Like, I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna buy money to give it to somebody to eat shit. Ooh, I like the way you eat that shit. Here's $2.95.
So it's really small. It takes a lot to add up. But the other day I streamed for 2 hours and I received 112 gifts. So I made like $1.12 just on people watching. So I mean it's not like money, but I mean I'm just saying those like people will donate as they watch. So.
What were you doing? Whose shit were you eating?
None. I was playing Call of Duty on Xbox.
Oh, so you Call of Duty instead of eating duty?
Yeah, still duty, but yeah, I was just playing video games, and yeah, people were donating while watching.
So, do your parents, are they ashamed that you grew up to be this gay game player?
Well, my parents were never really like parents, so
they were ashamed of you just from the beginning.
From the beginning, yeah.
Okay, I have a.
So they kind of knew you were. Oh, the doctor came in and said, "Congratulations, you have a game player. You have a fucking game player."
He said, "Congratulations, it's a cripple," and they're like, "Great." And then he's like, "Don't worry, his hands work. He'll be a loser gamer his whole life." And they're like, "Oh," and then they had 3 more. Just to take care of it. So
that's got to be more devastating than being a cripple. I'm sorry, game players. See, your whole generation is just a worthless generation, and you're leading the way. You're the king of the worthless generation.
Now, I have a question for you, Stephen. As far as the gaming goes, when people watch the gamers, do they watch you because you're really good or because you're really bad? And they go like, "I can't fucking believe this," because I don't play games. I'm horrible at it. So if they watch me, they'd be like, I'd be dying like within the first 30 seconds every time.
No, I'm not bad by any means. I think a lot of people just watch for my reactions and the conversations with the other people that I'm playing with is the main thing.
Oh, okay.
Because they get really fucked up and then I get really angry sometimes playing. So people enjoy it.
Like, angry? Oh my god! And that's that.
It's one of those things where you like motherfucker, you just throwing shit. Yeah, just stupid shit.
Inside me.
Yeah, but since you know you're being watched, how much throwing are you doing because you're being watched, and how much throwing would you do if you weren't being watched?
Oh, I mean, obviously, you got to play it up for the camera a little bit, man.
Wow. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I got a little neck thing going on.
I did not know that, but I hope that gets better.
Are you a retard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're playing, it's like reality TV. You're hamming it up for the camera, even though it's okay.
Yeah. To an extent. I mean, I play up my getting angry and shit and my reactions a little bit, but the conversations, those are all natural. They just happen.
Now, are you multi-streaming on Twitch and TikTok and YouTube all at the same time, or are you just on this one little?
It's just Twitch and TikTok at the same time.
On Twitch, see, it's a different audience. On TikTok, they want to see you eat elephant dung. On Twitch, they want to see you paint pictures or I don't know what they want you to see you do things, crafty things.
TikTok is definitely trying to get in on Twitch's like territory with the game streaming because when you set up your stream, there's a whole gaming section that like to put your information in, and then it kind of throws your stream to those people in that category.
I'm sorry. You know what? Maybe the asteroid is really a good thing because to spend your life watching other people play video games, you have to have the emptiest fucking non-existent worthless life.
Catch us streaming on Chatterbait tonight at 8:00.
Oh,
that's oof. Listen,
what is wrong with this fucking world?
why people like watching people play games, I don't know. But I mean, I think it's no different than when people watch people do yard work or fucking anything else, really.
I think it's like watching people do porn. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like you're not involved in the activity. You're watching someone's doing activity that you yourself could be doing if you really felt like doing it.
For a lot of people like myself, like if I put on somebody who's streaming, like playing video games, it's usually for background noise.
It's like what? Usually for what?
Just background noise.
It's normally to dry my wife's pussy up. That's why I turn it on.
See, now I have.
Yeah, like Ben Shapiro said to keep it dry.
I was going to say I had your wife, but I won't say that. That's a really rude comment, and I won't say it.
Don't worry, Matt. She likes men.
Oh, okay. And I want to say like 2005, somewhere like that. I had a girlfriend who was a younger woman. I was in my 40s. She was probably late 20s. But I used to, because she lived near where we were playing 3 nights a week, and used to spend a lot of time in her place. And there was always noise. Like the living room had to have a television on, even if nobody was watching it. The bedroom always had like radio or something on. Always noise. I think the Gen Z and backwards down to millennials and whatever Gen Next, all these people are just addicted. They can't have quiet moments. The house always has to be filled with fucking background noise.
Well,
and my generation,
my wife is like that, and like she normally, like if she's out working in the kitchen or something, she'll either have her tablet going, or sometimes she'll have the TV on in the living room just with something on, because she likes the background noise.
That's the way I am. It's one of those things where, because I grew up I had 3 brothers and I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. My parents, there's always people around. It was always loud. And so I don't know if it's from that, but I can't sit in pure quiet. My ears ring. It makes my head hurt.
To escape from the thoughts in your head. That's what it is. I don't want to hear the thoughts that would be there.
Exactly.
I need something to drown out the shit that goes on between my ears.
Yes.
Well, like with my wife, you know, from the time she was 10, her mom was a single mom because her parents had split. And so, like my wife was kind of like tasked with babysitting her little brother.
Same.
And he's like 2 years younger than her. So, you know, they'd always have to, they'd come home from school. Then she, you know, she had to make sure he did his homework, and she'd start dinner. So they'd probably just throw the TV on so there's noise in the apartment.
That's exactly how growing up for me was. My parents were addicts, so I had to take care of my brothers and sisters, school, dinner, all that shit. And obviously, when it's quiet, everybody was probably doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, so quiet was always trouble. Quiet was bad. And my parents were never home. So when it was quiet, we knew they weren't home. So obviously that hurt. So yeah, I think that all translates to, just, yeah.
Maybe I should move that monitor over here, and then the stiff neck will go away, right? There is a monitor over there.
That could be your issue. I just realized that. Yeah, you are looking that way a lot.
Yeah, I have a monitor here hooked up to a tower, a Mac tower that hasn't been turned on in 2.5 years. Only because I have to crawl under the desk to turn it on, and I'm not crawling under the desk at this point in my life. I've done enough crawling under desks, you know that.
That's okay, Monica.
Be careful with that kid. He's going to get us banned. What were your parents addicted to? You said they were both addicts. What were they?
My mom was addicted to. My mom was addicted to painkillers, and then some heavier drugs later. And then my dad was an alcoholic and a pill popper.
And I guess that goes with the clan thing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, as far as my dad goes, the alcoholism definitely from my grandfather. My grandfather was a huge alcoholic.
Yeah, I'm just trying to picture a clan guy tying off,
Yep. And then my mom was actually fairly okay until she had a hysterectomy after my sister was born. Then she got hooked on pills, and that skyrocketed into heroin and everything else. So
yeah. All right.
Now you said heavier drugs. Is heroin heavier than the other drugs? Is it weight? What is it, mass or
I would say impact, heavy as far as impact goes, would be my guess. Because like for example, like you think cocaine, you're like, oh, it's a fun party drug, but then you think heroin, you're like, oh, this hits different. Whoa, hey, don't be doing don't work out on cam. People need to pay for that.
My sister was a heroin user. Now my brothers, they both were partial to the cocaine. Well, one was actually partial to the crack, and the other was partial to the cocaine.
Yeah. The pills were the big problem because it started out with her getting painkillers, and then they kept bumping them up for her because she had complications. And then when she got healthy, then she's like, "Well, I need more." And then she started hurting me to get pills, and yeah, it was a good time.
Now, I understand when she hurt you to get pills, was it because you were like hiding them, or
No, so basically she got blacklisted from all the hospitals, and me being disabled, if I ever got hurt or sick, they would give them to me. So she pushed me down the steps. She broke my ribs with my crutch once. Just shit like burnt me with mashed potatoes, like 3rd-degree burn.
I really admire this person.
Yeah. You know what?
Now you have a reason for getting up in the morning, Matt.
I would admire her too if she wasn't a pussy and just finished the job.
Yeah. Speaking of working out, Steven said I shouldn't work out on camera here. They're in Planet Fitness in Ohio. Sorry, I'm slandering Planet Fitness now. A guy went into a tanning bed like 4 days ago and died in there. And nobody went in to check on him.
Whoops.
And they found him with a needle, a hypodermic needle in there. So I'm assuming, he probably heroined up.
So he died like a panini.
Yeah, he must have been fried like fucking bacon by the time they found him.
It's not funny, but I'm just like, what a way to go.
He looked like an old Florida woman.
He went in looking like Steven. He came out looking like GD.
With the little dried leather skin. The old Florida women with the dried leather skin, the ones that have been doing the sun tanning for like 40, 50 years.
Yeah. Bear Love says every comic's got a story. That sounds like a Rod Stewart song. Every comic's got a story, don't
it? Every comic's got a story, don't it?
Every comic's got a story. Just like every man.
White boy. You see what he comes up with? Every rose has its thorn. This is the whitest white fucking boy song that you could ever think of. You might as well be singing Nickelback. Come on, Nickelback, Stevie.
I just had to pick a song I figured you guys would all know, and y'all are old. I didn't want to pick something newer. All your references are like way over my head, so I had to pick something.
Yeah. Are you a retard?
Yes. We've established this.
Yes. Ow. And plus, he's got a bad mic.
God damn it.
Yesterday, I went to, I had to go to Walmart. And when I was checking out, I overheard this nice conversation between the cashier and the person they had bagging things up. And they were talking about dumpster diving. Because the people in front of me, they were talking about they kind of like dumpster diving at that Walmart. Then the cashier was like, yeah, in Pennsylvania, that's perfectly fine as long as they don't have a sign posted. And if it's unlocked, you can go digging through someone's garbage because it's like, wow, it's public property. And she kept going.
I'll be there soon. I'm on my way there.
That doesn't make sense because if somebody throws their trash, if I took my trash to a Walmart, wouldn't they be upset?
Yeah, I've actually had to call the police on people for dumping their garbage in my old cell phone stores.
Are you a retard?
No, I'm talking about dumpster diving, not bringing your trash, going through the dumpster because Walmart throws good shit out.
Well, they do throw good food away. That does happen.
And grocery stores too. It's food, and they do get rid of items as well.
Well, you know what? In New York City, not New York State.
I'm sorry, but Ron, you said because it was public.
Should be sorry. Don't ever interrupt me again.
All right, I won't. You said it was because of truck property, and that's what I was thinking. But they get upset if you bring your trash there if it's truly public property.
Yes, that is correct too. That you can't. But I'm just talking about people going through the dumpsters for either food
Because
or
Ron's
whatever.
garbage is just fucking rubbers. It's just used rubbers. That's all it is.
Well, some of them aren't even used. Some of them are defective because you have to quality
How do you
test
know?
them before you use them.
Right.
Before you put it on, you blow it up.
The worst dumpster to go through is at the sperm bank.
Oh yeah.
In New York City, it is by law. Food stores are supposed to give away their trashy food. There's food that they were going to throw out. They are by law mandated to give them to food banks. Now, most of them don't. I don't know. They just throw them out. But by law, they're supposed to, and it's not enforced. But you know what? For the ones who do, it's a good thing. You have very, very overripe bananas and stuff like that is what we're feeding the homeless people.
When I was
if you get an overripe banana, you can make banana pudding. It's not like they eat the banana. Like there's some things you can turn into useful things.
We're putting you in charge. You are the secretary of overripe bananas.
See, that sounded racist. Coming from you, Matt. I don't think you can say that to GD.
Well, it's a job, right? How much does it pay to be secretary of overripe bananas?
I think it pays in bananas.
Fuck that pudgy little bad Mike.
As long as I'm not getting paid in peanuts,
I got a stiff neck.
My mic should have to be something with StreamYard. I don't get it. I don't have any issues with it on Twitch.
Nobody else's mic is
anywhere else.
StreamYard just doesn't like. Forget it.
StreamYard doesn't like me. I can't even use Chrome with StreamYard right now.
So, what time is it? Is it time?
9:56.
I'm supposed to. I don't have to. I'm supposed to go for a cold reading for a film audition at 2:30 this afternoon. They asked me to prepare a dramatic reading, and I have racked my brain. Like, what should I could do? The Godfather. You want me to see?
Of course, I said, yeah. Really.
If you're gonna take it serious, do Godfather. If you just want to go fuck around, do the lyrics to the window, but do it dramatically.
I thought about doing James Earl Jones. People will come, Ray. People will most definitely come. But then every time I say come, I kind of giggle a little bit. So do you guys have any serious suggestions? He said don't be comedic. That's what he said. Nothing funny.
You said the role is for an Italian guy.
I didn't say that. I said no. You're mixing your metaphors. I said I got a bunch of gigs at an Italian restaurant, a steady gig at an Italian restaurant.
That was. That's right.
But this thing is just for an older, not so very white guy.
Okay, because I thought you said you were typecast when you talked about it earlier. I thought you said they were typecast you.
Well, Matt, recite a scene from Godfather. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna do something now. I'm not gonna waste it here.
Perform, monkey. Yeah, see how you like it now. How you like it now? See, asking me to sing on the spot.
He slowly walks into the room.
I will sing on the spot.
Exterior shot of the door. Frito opens his pants and pulls out his massive schlong. As the Godfather looks at it in astonishment, he understands that he wants it. He wants to become a man. This is his chance to become a man.
And then he says,
Godfather is that from 1, 2, or 3? Because
this is from Godfather 4. Because then he walks in, he says, "You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding with a glory hole." And then it's
I think that's. I thought. See, it seems like you say, "You come in me on the day of my daughter's wedding."
Stephen, I think I just caught you in a lie. You say you've never watched The Godfather. How do you know about the "Come to Me on the Day of My Daughter's Wedding"?
That scene has been parodied by hundreds
of
television.
It has not. It has not. It has not.
By TV shows and
all
the time.
It has not.
I know in 2 years, Politipod parodied it like 4 times in 2 years. As a matter of fact, it was being parodied so much.
How do you parody something you've never seen?
Other people see it and you parody.
Everybody else has seen it, not me.
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie, but I have seen that.
You guys smell of lie. And I don't mean
also there's who's it? There a few comedians used to do the impersonations, and I've even seen what's his name? The guy who played the Godfather, Robert De Niro.
Okay, what?
Oh no, Marlon
with
Brando.
Smelling Lies. You smell that lie?
I have not watched it, but
I've seen Marlon Brando to interviews. They talked about how he put the cotton in his mouth to do the part, and so yeah, I've seen a lot of Godfather.
Well, you watched The Offer, didn't you? Watch The Offer? Did you watch The Offer on Paramount? Oh, I thought you said you watched that.
The Offer.
The
What's
Offer. That? It's the Paramount series about the making of The Godfather. You brought it up,
but no, I didn't watch it. I just know it's there.
I will make you. Here's what I will do. I have not seen it, but it's on Paramount. I have Paramount. I will watch it this weekend.
The Offer or Godfather?
Godfather.
Not on Paramount. It is?
It says it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, all right. Is this on Paramount Plus?
I think they're all on Prime.
North Korean soldiers stationed in Russia's Kursk region have initiated combat operations against Ukrainian forces, as confirmed by the U.S. State Department.
We are deeply troubled by Russia's choice to rely on the DPRK to supply soldiers for their ongoing ruthless war against Ukraine, stated State Department Deputy Spokesman Vedant Patel during a press briefing. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, commonly known as North Korea, has deployed troops in support of Russian military efforts. Benjamin Wright reporting.
The Republican Party will continue to control the U.S. House, securing a supermajority for the upcoming 2 years.
Reports from CNN, NBC News, and CBS News confirmed on Wednesday afternoon that Republicans had won at least 218 seats in the House, though several races are still undecided. This victory ensures that House Speaker Mike Johnson will retain his leadership position. On the same day, Republicans also named Senator John Thune as the Senate Majority Leader. It is a beautiful morning in Washington, Johnson remarked to reporters. Jim Kender reported.
President-elect Donald Trump has announced ambitious plans to overhaul the nation's education systems.
Trump's Agenda 47 campaign has proposed dismantling the Department of Education, which, as described on its official website, establishes policy for, administers, and coordinates most federal assistance to education. During Trump's previous term, he aimed for extensive budget cuts in the Department of Education, seeking to reduce its funding by billions. Jessica Oakley reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
A New York volunteer firefighter faces charges of intentionally igniting a brush fire as the state enforces a burn ban due to elevated fire risks.
Jonathan Quiles, 20, a Medford Fire Department volunteer in Suffolk County, was arrested on Tuesday, according to police. Authorities allege he deliberately started a fire in a wooded area in Medford at approximately 3:35 p.m. on Tuesday, which also caused damage to a nearby 2004 Chevrolet, according to police. Kyle Norris reporting.
The body of a 5-year-old boy from Oregon who had been missing since the weekend was discovered on Tuesday, according to a statement from the Coos County Sheriff's Office.
With great sorrow, we report that missing Joshua McCoy has been found deceased, the sheriff's statement read. Joshua McCoy, who had autism, disappeared from his Hauser home, as reported by the sheriff's office. He and his mother were napping Saturday afternoon, but upon waking around 5:30 p.m., his mother found that Joshua was missing, according to officials. Kevin Sanders reporting.
At least 104 individuals have fallen ill, with 34 hospitalized, in a widespread outbreak linked to onions used on McDonald's Quarter Pounder hamburgers, federal health authorities reported.
Cases have emerged across 14 states, according to an update from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. 1 fatality occurred in Colorado, and 4 individuals developed a severe kidney disease complication. Colorado recorded at least 30 cases, followed by 19 in Montana, 13 in Nebraska, 10 in New Mexico, 8 in both Missouri and Utah, and 6 in Wyoming. Lawrence Keller reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
And still, you know what? You still see people just driving in that McDonald's drive-thru like, hey, they should get your E. coli here. Over 10,000 cases served or whatever.
The Godfather's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Both of them?
No, I think no.
I don't know if that's with commercials or not.
No, this one, the Godfather Part 1's 2 hours and 51 minutes, and then the Part 2 is 3 hours and 21 minutes.
It's extended director's cut or something. The original was not that long.
It says these are remastered, so yeah, these probably have everything in it.
Yeah. They put extra scenes back in there that didn't fucking belong in there. The stuff that Coppola originally said, no, let's cut that. That garbage? Let's put that garbage back in. No. Hey, Smithtown, fuck off. Stop calling me. I'm sorry. Smithtown is calling me.
But I'll be watching it. I'll watch it today after this.
All right. Now, when you get to Carlo, the part of Carlo, Johnny, what the fuck is his name?
Johnny Bravo.
I can't remember his fucking last name now. When the dementia wears off somewhere afternoon, friend requested me like 4 times on Facebook. The actor who played, he was the most unlike guy. James Caan actually beat him up good because I don't know how he got the part. He like sucked somebody's dick to get the part, but nobody on the set liked him. And James Caan had a scene in the movie where he was supposed to beat the guy up, but he didn't pull any punches. He did it for real. He was like fucking slamming the guy with a garbage can cover, biting his fucking hand for real. And when the scene was over, everybody on the set applauded James Dean for actually beating the fuck out of this guy. So
that's awesome.
You know, every time I see James Caan, I always think that he should have played the dad in the movie Dirty Work. Norm Macdonald's movie. Have you ever seen Dirty Work?
Yeah.
He should have.
It's Bob Saget's directorial masterpiece.
Yeah. There's some funny shit in that movie, but yeah, I think James Caan would have been a good Pops too.
I think he was probably, I don't know, he was probably on the downside of life already by then, by the time that movie was made. He did not have a smooth transition to the next phase of existence, which is called being eaten by worms. But it wasn't a good time late in life for James. But
his son is not okay.
I have a question real quick. What is Jimmy Carter sticking around for now? He was trying to stick around so that he could vote for Kamala Harris. He voted for Kamala Harris. Is he sticking around so he can vote for her again in 4 years?
Sticking around to watch the fall of Rome.
I think he's going to drop dead when Mashan says case dismissed or verdict set aside or whatever he's going to say on the 19th. He's going to drop dead on that.
You think so? It'll shock him.
I would. I might too. I might join him. Me and Jimmy go out together. Excuse me, I'm having a coffee blurb here. Me and Jimmy go out together. We'll whatever. Last resort. But the story in the news there about the firemen setting fires to the woods here in Medford, which is not too far from my house. It's like an epidemic thing. It happens every couple of years. We have firemen who start wildfires in the woods of Eastern Long Island for whatever. It's just a bizarre thing. Like, did you become a fire? Not to become a hero. My wife suggested that. Oh, he wants to be the guy who puts it out. No, he's the guy who just wants to burn everything down. Like, why did you become a fireman if you're an arsonist? It doesn't.
That's the perfect cover.
What do you mean it's perfect? They keep getting caught. It's not perfect.
Oh, no, never mind.
We don't know how many he set before he got caught. We don't know how many he set before he got caught.
Well, I mean, until you're caught,
it's again, maybe you're not hearing me. It's an epidemic thing on Long Island. It's like every time there is an arsonist on Long Island, it turns out to be a local fireman. They always get caught. Like. At least, I'm not exaggerating. At least 25 in my lifetime. It's a recurring story.
Well, maybe it's just too easy to be a fireman in your county or something. Maybe somebody needs to relook that. Look into that.
No, that's absolutely true. It's really easy. All you have to do is say, "I like beer." This is what. I'm not kidding. Most of these volunteer fire departments, and that's what they are. They're volunteer fire departments. They are just alcoholics who want to just sit around the firehouse and drink beer most of the time, and that's what they do. And so, wait a minute, we got to go put out a fire. We still got to have a keg.
Now, I've had friends that were volunteer firefighters and EMTs and stuff like that, and the ones I were friends with actually took it very, very overly serious. I mean, overly serious. Like they wanted to be real firemen, and this was the way in, was like to be the volunteer and work their way in and work their way up, get their foot in the door. They were like serious.
My uncle's told me he's had a few volunteers at his department that he can't fucking stand. They act like it's just a fucking college dorm, according to him. He's like, they show up and they just want to hang out until it's time to do fireman stuff, and then they're like, oh no.
Yeah, but they're always loaded. They're all, is there someone?
Yeah. He said they've had to dismiss a few for being drunk on the job. Yeah,
right. And they come to your house is burning down, and they're all whipping out their dick and pissing on it because they got so much beer in them. That's basically the way it goes.
Well, it's better than breathing on it and spreading the fire.
You guys, why don't you take a ride to Long Island and audition for this movie? You do a cold reading, bring a photograph and a comp card. I don't even know what you want me to print out my IMDb page. What does a comp card even look like? You can come and do a cold reading for this movie. You want to be in a movie? Come on.
I don't even do cold readings for movies in my neighborhood. Why would I, drive to New York for something I don't?
You don't want to be in a movie? You don't want to be in a movie?
I auditioned once or twice for a voice role and I didn't get it, and I was like, meh.
And that broke your heart.
A role that I got cut from.
No, it didn't break my heart. I actually have a voice coach. I just haven't. He's just been busy for last month or so.
I almost feel like I don't want to even bother today. Not because I think I might even get it if I go. I don't know. He said, you can bring something to read, not necessarily rehearse. It's not like I have to have a Godfather part. This is why I said, what should I do? But you know what? There's not a lot of old fucking dudes like me who are going to go for this fucking audition. He's looking for an old dude.
I think it might be good for you, man. I mean, you've been saying for the last couple months you'd like to pump up your IMDb a little bit.
No, that's why I said yes, I would do it.
And you're well read, so maybe not Godfather. Just find something that you've read that just fucking strikes a chord with you, man.
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't come up with a good part. But also, I left my house yesterday.
How about I
left my house yesterday, and I feel like. Wait, let me finish my sentence. I left my house yesterday, and I feel like that's enough for my quota for the next few months.
Well,
okay, now GD, you can speak.
I was just saying was it Analyze This? There was a decent scene by Robert De Niro who played the old cranky. What was he in that movie?
It was the
comedian. Or maybe it was
Billy Crystal was the comedian.
He did a newer movie that sounds very similar to that too.
Yeah.
The Intern.
Yeah, The Intern. But I don't think he had any great soliloquies in The Intern.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Regardless, I've left my house enough in this week. I don't think I need to leave ever again.
Okay, well.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This very much sounds like a role that was, I'd go for it.
I'm not wishing anybody any bad luck here, but tonight is the band Rockin' 45's first gig without me in a restaurant with a guy named Mike Argon. And Argon is 71, I think, 71 years old. And this is a restaurant gig, Italian restaurant. And he always plays with a Marshall stack. I mean, the last time he played with this band was 17 years ago. And they never played restaurants in those days. So I'm just assuming that he's going to be bringing in his Marshall stack in a restaurant setting with people sitting like really 5 feet in front of him at a table trying to eat dinner. I'm just
maybe he'll put pillows. Maybe he'll put pillows in front of it, kind of like a drummer puts pillows in their bass drum. Maybe he'll just cover the front with pillows, so it doesn't have.
I don't think there's room for the pillow. It's a very tight setup to begin with. Even with a small amp, it's a very tight setup. He's a 71-year-old shredder wannabe, really bad shredder wannabe who never plays anything without maximum distortion.
Now when you're saying shredder, are you talking about the guy from Ninja Turtles?
Not the turtle.
Come
on,
that's so low.
He's a Van Halen faker wannabe. Like he never had the technique that Van Halen had, but he wants to make it appear that he is. So what he does is turn up the maximum distortion and just make noise and go fast and out of tune and not in the right key.
My nephew, when nephew was about 8, 9 years old, maybe 10, he found out that I was a musician and he wanted to play my guitar and stuff. And so I got out all of my pedals and my guitar is my amp, and I just let him go with it. And he was just hit every pedal on, every kind of distortion, had the fuzz, had the wah wah going, wow, wow, wow. And he wasn't playing a single note. He was just strumming and banging and he had, but after like 20 minutes, well, his father was doing this the whole time. His father was like, I
20
can't take
minutes.
this. Yeah, I let him go on. And
you're a monster.
My nephew looked at me and goes, Uncle Glenn, you sat there and listened to it for 20 minutes. I said, he was having fun. I was just liking the fact that he was having fun, because I don't have that kind of fun on my guitar. When I hit a pedal, it's with purpose. When I hit, everything is with purpose. It's what I want to do, what I'm trying to do. And he was like, I don't give a shit. He just got everything just going to feedback and a distortion and no notes made sense. It was just wonderful.
That's like Argon, but let's just come back to what I said in the first place. He's 71 years old and still got long hair, but now it's long gray hair and it's falling out. So he's got like a receding bald hair, like that really clownish look. And on top of what that 9-year-old did, he's all that. Plus, he wants to play the flute at the same time. Like he'll play two instruments, play a flute badly. And the guitar badly at the same time. And the reason he played with the band briefly while I quit in 2008. And the reason he quit or got fired was because he wanted to be the star of the show and upstage everybody, because he's the kind of guy who will roll around on the floor while trying to play a flute and a very distorted guitar all at the same time and do none of it well. And be like, it's all about me. It's all about me. Everybody look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Attention whore. So this is what's going to be happening in a dignified restaurant tonight. I just can't. And this happened instead of just giving. And part of it that makes it even more complicated is Scott, who was the bass player, has been a wannabe guitar player since the moment he first played with the band. He feels he doesn't like being the bass player. He doesn't understand the bass player is the most important thing anyway. Desperately wants to be the guitar player. Mikey won't let him be the guitar player. He's 1,000 times better, especially for this band, than Argon will ever be. So instead of you putting another bass player on and doing it right, they were not letting Scott. They're going to make Scott. They're going to subject Scott to the Argon treatment, and I'm just predicting.
Well, welcome to Mind Dog TV behind the music.
I'm Steven, I thought
what's going on?
I thought the reason you were the guitar player because Mikey didn't want to sing for anybody else. So once you're gone, why not move the other guy that he's familiar with to that spot?
That just makes perfect sense. That's why. Fuck you and your perfect sense.
Too much sense.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Okay, you're right. What was I thinking? Trying to be logical? God,
son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, that's what I assumed. Would happen.
I'm going to wind up voting for Harris or something. I'm trying to make too much sense. I'll vote for Harris and
don't say acidine things like that.
It just makes too much sense. And so, but I would love. Now, again, I'm not rooting for this out. It sounds like, oh, he's just bitter. He's sour grapes. I just really would love somebody to videotape this so I could fucking see the reaction of some of these people, especially the restaurant owner, who's going to be like, what happened? These guys, for years, they played here and been people pleasers. Like, this guy, he's such a hard rock dude. I can't imagine him playing. We start, when we play there, with a very loud, we play Burt Bacharach and 50s and the casinos and 40s music and stuff like that. Sinatra. I can't see this guy doing any of that at all. And I just want to see somebody tape Fly Me to the Moon tonight so I could just say, what the fuck was that? I'm not rooting for it, but I just can't see.
I want to hear him shred to That's Amore. That's all.
So Matt, is there any chance that you will go back to the Rockin' 45s in the future?
No.
I don't want to say like an Eagle thing when hell freezes over. Here's the deal. I don't think I could ever be friends with people who have exposed themselves as being complete Nazis. And people just keep, you're overusing that word. No, I don't think I am. I am, I have a high degree of certainty that what we are seeing is a repeat of the 30s in Germany, and where people are following this guy. They don't admit the reason they're following this guy, but at the core of who they are is just complete white supremacists, misogynists, all of every anti-gay people, all of those fears that the dictator has put in their mind that they're reacting to. They're the people who believe sex changes are happening in schools, and that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. God forbid somebody else takes control of their own life and does what they want with their life. It pisses me off that this boy became a girl. How dare that happen on my planet? Those people. And that's what Mikey has come out of the closet to identify himself to me as, even though he doesn't acknowledge it within himself. So no, I don't see me standing next to a Nazi and faking it anymore.
Are they against the idea that somebody changed their gender surgically, or are they against the fact that they did it in a school and it shouldn't be done in a school?
No, it's at all, and they wanted to. Okay. They just want them off our planet. Now, here's the thing: the drummer who's going to be there, and he's the main drummer with the band. His son is now his daughter, and he's been at our gigs, and Mikey has made really, homophobic, transphobic, whatever it is, comments about this thing. The drummer is sticking with it, even though he knows this. You're playing with a guy who would have your daughter now, removed from the planet if he could. And this is I cannot, just forget about my principles on this stuff. It's a matter of decency. It's not about politics. It's not about your dopey wall. It's not about, enforcing legal immigration laws. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about the cold hatred, cruelty, and inhumanity that you're supporting. And again, it's for a guy who brags about wanting to fuck his own daughter, a guy who is definitely a child rapist. He raped a 13-year-old girl, and it's not just the girl's word. We have Jeffrey Epstein on tape telling somebody that this is what happened. This is what you support. I cannot say, oh, we'll just forget about it. It's just politics, and we just won't talk politics, but we'll still be friends. No, you're just an evil person. You're a shitty person. Again, back to my beginning. Woke? You want to call people woke? We have woke and shitty. Which one do you want? I don't really want to be shitty.
By chance, did you see there was a documentary about Stax record company? Did you see that?
About what?
Stax, the record company Stax. There was a documentary about it. Did you see it?
No.
Nope.
Okay. That's one of the issues they dealt with was this was right after I think Martin Luther King got shot, and there was there started to be a divide there. And the funny thing is, they all played together, but they all quote got along, But once King was assassinated, there was like a division because. And I think it actually wasn't even a matter of disagreement. It was just a matter they didn't know how to talk about it. They didn't know how to talk about it to the black people, and the black people did not talk. It was just one of those things where a division arose. It was just interesting. It was just good. It was a good show. I learned a lot from it. It was, and also I got very pissed off. I got very angry at Columbia Records.
This is for me. It is so to answer Stephen's question. It's a life-changing thing where I love my brother. He's been calling. I have not picked up the phone. I can't talk to him. I don't know if there will be a time when I can have a conversation with him, but you have to. It's not just buyer's remorse. Not just admitting this guy lied to you. He really knew what Project 2025 is. He's trying to enforce that. It's not any of that stuff. It's like, look into your own soul. If you support this, here's another thing. I have a couple of women in my life who I know for a long time, who I know were raped by their father. Incest, right? Incest rape. And they support Donald Trump, who bragged about wanting to do the same thing to his own daughter. It's like the thing that traumatized you, the thing that ruined your life, and you're backing a guy who openly, he doesn't even try to hide it, that he wanted to fuck his own daughter. What? I just cannot understand the appeal here. No matter how much you hate brown people, black people, trans people, even yourself, because you're a woman and you just want your own rights taken away. I can't understand how you can go that far to say the person who committed the crime that traumatized me, I'm on board with that guy.
And the thing is, it's not just an accusation against Trump. He's admitted on 4K high definition. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd be with her right now. That's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Well, now, Matt, if it helps you at all, I will be your brother. Okay, I will be your brother.
I'll be your little brother.
Yeah, I'll be your brother. You know, matter of fact, we'll audition to be your brother. Okay, we can audition to be your brother. Out here. Hey, Matthew, remember the time that Dad threw that Burger King Whopper at my head and I had to like duck and it took out the window? Good times. Good times.
My turn. Hey, Matt, remember when Dad took us to that hit and we had to sit in the car scared? That was fun.
No, my brother, here you missed it. My brother is jealous that he didn't go on that trip.
Okay. Hey, Matt, remember that time when Dad left me at home with Mom to make cookies while you went with Dad to that hit? That was some bullshit.
Yeah, right. Coming back to the Burger King thing. The other night on the
verge of smiling. Matt is on the verge of smiling.
He's loving it.
I am, because the other night on my evening program, that woman who was all about eliminating your limiting beliefs. She was talking, it seemed like she was coming back to blaming parents and stuff. And I went through this whole thing where I've forgiven my parents for all the mistakes they made parenting, because there's no fucking manual. They were doing the best they could, even though the best they could sucked. But then she started talking about, well, I need you to go back and you see the broken plate there. I was like, wait a minute, do you listen to the morning program? Are you referencing the Burger King thing? She was talking about broken plates and all this stuff. Like, you must have been there. Were you there? I don't remember you being there.
I mean, I kind of get where she's coming from, though, because I'd be like, for example, there was times my parents tried, but for the most part, I ain't forgiving shit.
Right.
No. Fuck that. Trying your best isn't pushing me down the steps. That's not trying your best. Crazy.
Do you remember that?
Defend yourself. My mother tried to throw me down the steps while I was still in her stomach. Okay. So.
I mean, that's fair.
Do you remember that video I showed you the other day where the guy went on his little rant that happened in York?
Yeah.
Well, he issued an apology yesterday.
Well, he didn't mean to say half breed nigger. What was the apology about?
So he publicly apologized for using a racial slur and the phrase "I am a racist." Spanos said he used the language during a heated family argument, and that his statement about being racist was sarcastic.
No, that's not. No. Regardless of how you fucking said it, there's still repercussions for what the fuck you said.
I just want to be clear. I was talking about the garbage disposal problem they're having in Puerto Rico.
Listen, and just to remind everybody, this is just a little taste of it.
Church again, and you're a fucking half brother nigger. Yeah, you're half nigger brother. Yeah, you're half nigger brother. Half nigger brother. Fuck you. I don't have a half nigger brother.
Fucking terrible camera work here.
You said the N-word, like, on camera. That's gonna be great for you. Oh, that's right. That's gonna be great for you.
I am a racist. I hate trash. Josh Spanos is a racist. You pop me the finger, you're wrong. Shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on you. That's what I did. I said he has a half nigger brother.
Well, it's gonna be great for you.
What rules?
There's no sarcasm there. That is not sarcasm. That is deep rooted. I mean what I'm saying when he said it. You can tell by how he said it.
You know,
did you see how white I just got? Look how white I just got.
You can play the whole thing without him saying I'm a racist. You don't need to hear that confession. You don't need him saying I'm a racist to know that he's a racist. Right. So you can take that sentence out. He can apologize for that sentence. Everything else about that video.
Wait, are you saying you knew I was a bald guy before I told you I was a bald guy?
Well, I had my suspicion. I was 95% sure.
All right.
Because I hadn't
the
seen the very bad.
dog seemed more interested in getting some FaceTime on the camera. The little dog was like, "Hey, look at me, look at me. Yeah, I don't care about what's going on."
The dog is like, "I'm not a racist. I'll sniff any butt. I'll stick my nose in any crotch. I don't care. I'm not a racist." The dog was the best part of that video.
All right. Now let me break your heart just a little bit here. If it's okay, I'll break your heart just a little bit here.
No,
you're not going to tell me you're my real father, are you?
No, I was going to tell you I was suspect. I just want to make sure I got this right. January 24th is your date in the Giggle Room, right? Is the
20, I thought you said 23rd.
Yeah, 24th. It's a Friday.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Here we go. Let me just check this. Yes, Stars of Tomorrow, emerging talent of comedy, which is another Gov's location called McGuire's on that night. They're putting all their effort into promoting the upcoming Stars of Tomorrow, emerging comics that you must see on the same night as your show. Doesn't bode well. I mean, for the Long Island comedy people, and the club itself is going to be putting all its energy into its Stars of Tomorrow show. Did she even mention that when you booked it? Oh, by the way, that night we got something competing with that we are going to be putting all our money and all our energy behind promoting to shoot you in the foot. Did she tell you that in those terms?
Well, here's the deal. If they have two rooms, you'd like to think they're selling. They want to sell tickets for both rooms because they're going to make money off of drinks in both rooms. They're going to make money off of tickets and people in both rooms. So they may put 60% of their effort into one. That's, I don't expect comedy to be a bed of roses. If you don't,
you're roughly black for a Pollyannish person.
What?
You're roughly black for a Pollyannish person. Pollyanna.
Oh.
Well, generally, you don't see a lot of black folks being so ridiculously optimistic about what the situation is.
It's not that I'm ridiculously optimistic. It's just that I have been through so much worse, and what you're saying is it's not breaking my heart. I've been through so much fucking worse.
I opened for a show once that I literally had no one show up, and we had to go next door to the bar to perform.
No, so. I'm not saying that you should be. Maybe I would be brokenhearted. Not the fact that all the work, all that I get, the things that you put into it. The fact that she didn't bother to mention that to you when you brought up the date to say, "Oh, by the way, so she." I hate to. We're off the. Off them? No, we're not off them. This person you were talking to was not completely honest with you because she had to know what you were up against as you were talking about a date, and she's just under her brother. We'll make him responsible for all this, and we're not going to even tell him what he's up against. It's heartbreaking for me on a human level that somebody would be just so callous to not even mention that. Oh, by the way, here's what you're up against that night. You still want to, or you want to change the date? None of that. She's just like, hee. It's the worst of humanity, man. It breaks my heart just thinking about that. She didn't even care enough.
Well, how long has that event been on the calendar? Because there could have been.
I don't know how long it's been on the calendar, but I guarantee
our event isn't even on the calendar yet because they can't do it until I put a flyer. I have to give them a flyer so they can put it on the calendar.
Right. Well, I was asking because the event, she could have assumed that maybe he looked at the calendar when she gave him dates, and
they do it 4 times a year. So I don't think it's like a they knew the date. I think from like with the Rockin' 45s, I through 2026 booked. I'm pretty sure the place has next year's calendar as far as the events they know are happening 4 times a year.
It almost sounds like one of those things where she was like, here's the dates I have. And maybe she thought he'd look at their calendar to see like, hey, what's going on? But I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. I was looking for a date that we could, all do something that was, that's why I put the dates out like that. Like I said, look.
No, I get it. I'm not saying that you did anything wrong here or any of that stuff. I'm saying she disappoints me on a human level for not even bringing that up and alerting you to the fact that that's what you were going to be up against that night. Like, she had to know that, and she decided to not tell you that. That's petty, and that's weak, and it's not.
I've been up against worse. I've been up against better. I've been up against the wall. I've been,
up against that has nothing to do with it. I'm not saying you're reading me all wrong on this. I'm saying as you look at the state of humanity and what she is, and she's showing you her soul to be cold, callous, and dishonest. That is heartbreaking.
A booker? Oh my God! No, not a booker.
I hear what you're saying, but her. It's like she doesn't even her job is to really want to do best for all the venues, and she's not clearly doesn't care about that. It's a self-vested interest for her, and for me it just breaks my heart to see more of that. It's just like, well, I'm giving up on humanity if you haven't gotten it just yet. I'm just fucking sick of this.
Oh, thank God! It's just humanity you gave up on. For a second, I thought you were giving up on flannel and hats. I was like, no, don't give up on that, please.
So you got the news from me, not from her.
I'm sure I could have looked it up. Matter of fact, you recommended that I looked it up. You did. You recommended I should see what's in the other rooms to find out if it's going to be something that's going to be so sold out that maybe some of the overflow will come, or people who are like, oh, I can't get into that, so maybe I'll get into this.
Well, who else is slated for that night?
It's not somebody else's slated. It's the club's endorsed stars of tomorrow.
At the same night at a different location.
Yeah. At the same, it's the same chain, the same company, Gov's company. Sorry. I hate saying that. I'm on that fucking network. At the McGuire's location. So, it basically is playing against your own company in a way. It's I don't know.
I'm sure they do it all the time. They have 3 rooms.
It has to happen all the time, and not everybody wants to see that, and you got to just forge ahead. And
I get that. All I'm saying is she could have met. It's just human decency. Basic human decency would be to mention that. By the way, we're open on that date. I can give you that date. But here's the reality of it. Do you still want just your basic human decency would say, put your cards on the table and tell. And if he might very well have just said, yeah, I'm going to go for it anyway. But the fact that she knew it and deceptively held that information back, thinking, well, he's never going to go for it if I tell him. And I'm certain now that's what happened. So I feel bad. I feel bad for human race and for humanity that people are just like deceptive and purposely deceptive, intentionally deceptive on that. It's one thing to say neglectful, or I should have mentioned that. It's not. It was like the difference between premeditated murder and homicide. Manslaughter, where you just happen in a fit of rage and you take one guy's eye out, and then you say, well, he'd actually look better with both eyes out. That's a whole different thing than thinking I'm going to go there and take his eyes out. That's a whole different level of evil. That's all I'm saying. So that's what you're up against. Good. Good for you. I'll be at an Italian restaurant doing Frank Sinatra. Al DiMartino.
So what are you taking to this cold read later?
What? I don't know if I'm doing it. I think we've established that I've already met my quota of leaving the house.
We have, but I think it's time you bump it up. Those are rookie numbers. And go add to your IMDb. Go get a roll.
I don't have a comp card, and I told me to bring so I'd have to go to Office Max and print out a 8.5 by 11 glossy photo of myself and put together a comp card and then figure out what the fuck I would read anyway. And
I refuse to believe you don't have a big box of headshots. In fact, I bet you keep a couple of them on your ceiling just so when you're with your wife, you see yourself and you're like, yeah.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know about that. So I think I'm gonna Sir Robin this.
Okay.
Steven doesn't know that.
I don't know what that means. I heard Sir Robin. I immediately thought Robin Williams hanging himself. So I don't know.
That's what I meant. That's exactly what I meant.
That's what I thought you meant. So I don't know.
Yeah, I already have a stiff neck anyway. It might help.
It also could be from Holy Grail and Sir Robin ran away.
Sir Robin ran away. He chickened out. He ran away.
Yeah.
I was really high when I watched that. I don't remember a lot of it.
Oh, it was such a good movie.
I need to rewatch it.
You really? The first time I watched it, I had done 4 hits of bladder acid, and I still remembered it.
Yeah, I the first time I watched it, it was the first time I ever hit a bong, and I took 2 massive hits off that bong, and I just kind of floated there, and I remember parts of it. I should go rewatch it. Yeah.
I think the last movie I watched, I think I've only watched 2 movies stoned. One was Young Frankenstein, and that was like the 3rd time I'd seen it when I was stoned. And the other one was actually I was stoned and tipsy from moonshine, and that was
good mix.
A Woody Allen festival. We saw everything you wanted to know about sex but was afraid to ask. Sleeper, and I think Annie Hall.
Can we talk about Woody Allen for a second? Because I know he's a fucking long deadbeat fucking horse. That guy Steve, what was Steve's last name? The guy who did the Groucho Marx novels, who were the books that was on the pro, Steve Solar or something like that. Right. He's a friend of Woody Allen's, and he's basically said anybody who even mentioned that Woody Allen might be guilty of, he was going to block them and all this stuff. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? This is a guy, he married his own fucking daughter. I mean, can you?
Right. Well, he adopted her. He adopted her, so yeah.
He adopted her?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he lived with her as a child and eventually ended up marrying her. There's no denying, because you talk about everything you always want to know about sex. In that movie, he talks about having 2 12-year-old girls at once, like it's a fucking joke. And he made lots of jokes like that, like having sex with 2 12-year-old girls at the same time. There is no question that he is what he joked about. He married his own daughter, and you're still going to fucking defend this guy. I mean, I understand they don't like Mia Farrow. They don't like Ronan Farrow for his aggressive pursuit of pointing out
facts and truth. Yeah.
Yeah. But come on, man, to keep on defending this guy and be blind to it, I feel like the only way you could do that is if you were also a pedophile. And that's the only why. I mean, he's a celebrity, a director, he's got power, all that kind of stuff. But at some point, don't you have any kind of line where you just say, that's a line I'm not going to cross. This guy fucked his own daughter and married her, ended up marrying his own adopted daughter.
In this country, no, it doesn't surprise me at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like normalized.
Gross. Yeah,
it's normalized because like all those Q anal people wanted to fuck kids, and now they've made it easier for them to do it.
And see, what's fucked up is you look at how the left was pointed at, and everyone's like, look, the LGBTQs are trying to make minor attracted persons a thing, and blah 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 blah. Which, granted, there was a little bit of an effort by a small group of people to do that. But you look at the right, and it's just full of documented pedophiles, full of them. And it's like you wonder why they're calling the pot black. It's look at them, like it's fucking gross.
Yeah, and to me, one of the things that is kind of disturbing to me are the child pageants, the child beauty pageants.
That's so fucking gross.
4, 5, 6, 7-year-old girls, and they dress them up like women and have them sing songs like women.
Here, you know what
to me, that is disturbing. That to me, that's far more disturbing than having a child.
Children's pageants are like fucking, it's in my head ever since I was fucking little. I've always thought that was gross, right? It's like they're fucking what's that word I'm looking for, where they're prepping them to be fucked with. Yeah, it's like they're grooming them. I mean, it's like when my kids were in soccer and gymnastics, you know, some of these little girls were showing up in like a sports bra and like short shorts, and it's like, these are little kids. Put them in shorts and a t-shirt. Put them in a unitard or something. Like, why prance your kids around with fucking nothing on, knowing that there's sickos out there? It makes no sense to me.
I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I'm having a little neck trouble here.
Fuck, I don't, man. I'm so sorry.
When did this happen?
I don't know. Recently, I don't know. I would have thought I would have mentioned it.
How come we're just hearing about it?
Yeah, have you tried telling it to stop? And you know,
I don't know. I'm usually pretty quick to point these things out. I don't know. I must have been negligent in pointing, but I do have a bit of a stiff neck. In case
you have to want it. You have to believe it'll stop hurting.
What you're talking about with this sexualizing of young girls in pageantry and all that stuff, it also plays into this idea of objectification. Don't objectify me. But do you like my hair? Do you like my legs? Do you like my boobs? Like, wait, you're asking me to objectify you while you're saying don't objectify me. It's like I don't know. The messaging on it is not very clear. What does it say? Ironically, unitard was a slave nickname in high school. Well, and Stevie's name,
not slaves. Wow.
Slaves.
Wow, Matt. Jeez, Freudian slip much. And
now,
it looks like over there. It still looks like slaves.
So which one of us do you think he was talking about then?
I thought maybe I wasn't thinking. No, you're wrong in your assumption. I was not thinking about anybody in the room.
I didn't assume anything. I asked. I said,
"Well, I was not." Well, no, you said which one of us, which is a wrong assumption.
Because there's 4.
I wasn't thinking about one of us. I was thinking about one of his high school friends.
Him. Which one of us do you think he was referring to, since he wrote it?
I didn't think he was referring to any one of us. I thought he was referring to somebody he went to high school with.
Boy, that's a nice big hole you just dug yourself there, buddy. No, I was kidding.
No. Okay, I understand your point, Matt.
You're assuming that I meant one of us when I was thinking one of his friends from high school.
No, I was assuming you meant one of us. I was assuming that you thought he meant one of us.
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. You're assuming that I thought he meant one of us.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't.
Assuming.
Yeah, that's not what I thought.
Okay.
I thought he meant one of the people he went to high school with, and who knows where that was. I still don't know enough about Ian to know where the fuck he's from.
I'm pretty sure he's in Indiana.
Why would anybody be from Indiana? Come on, only the shittiest people are from Indiana. Why would Ian? Please tell me where you're from. How about that?
David,
say Indiana.
Hey, David,
he's
from
his
Indiana.
mama's pussy. Yeah,
that was our secret. That's what he said. He's not gonna. I don't think there are any glass blowers in Indiana. Ian's a glass blower. I'm not sure you knew that. Did you know that?
I did not, but there are glass blowers in Indiana. In fact, I know 2 of them in South Bend.
No, my dick is made of glass. If anybody is interested.
Oh, you mean actual glass blowers?
He said East Coast, so that's not Indiana.
That's not. No, we're Midwest.
So fuck you and your dopey little fucking rip off of an. First of all, you're taking a country name and putting an A on it.
I didn't say Middle East. I said Midwest. Oh, India.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. That's more than an extra letter. It's a couple extra letters, but I see what you're saying.
No, it's one letter. One letter.
Indiana.
Yeah, Indian A. Indiana.
You
said country.
You said country.
Indian's not a country.
Oh, right. You're right. Indian. You're right. You pointed out correctly that I'm wrong again. Good for you.
Thanks, man.
Fucking asshole. No, I welcome being pointed out when I'm wrong because I like to be wrong. Well, I like to know that I'm wrong. I don't like to be wrong.
Right. It's good to know when you're wrong so you can fix it. Yes.
I don't know.
Ron, I think you have to update that to, are you a unitard? You need to update it now.
Unitard.
Are you a unitard? Are you an omnitard?
Are you restarted?
Are you bitard?
Ooh, can't use that. That's homophobic.
Oh, really?
So I'm just going through my mind right now. It's almost decision time, where I have to either say I'm going to do this reading today, or I'm just going to chicken out. Not chicken out. Just decide that.
That sounds like chickening out to me.
No, here's the decision. Seriously, I mean, in all honesty, the decision is: do I stay home and roll a big fat? I even have a fatty rolled here. Do I just go out and like get high with the chickens and just let this weekend fucking roll over me, or do I go actually try to do something with my shitty life?
Speaking of chickens. Because October, and this is usually October, that's the rut season for deer, October, November. Where you live, do the deer like hump in your yard, or do they go off into the woods and quietly hump?
Well, here's the deal. There's a sump that was dug like 300 feet behind my property. It's actually in my property line, but there's a sump, and the deer have a, I don't know. I don't want to call it a bunker. What do you call it where deer build a little house in the dead leaves and stuff? That's what they have.
Cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
gentrification.
So they're humping in there. But it's so weird that maybe they're modeling after us, after American society. The buck stays at home and fucking licks his own balls while the doe goes out with the babies and gets food and stuff. The buck never leaves that fucking sump, so that's where they hump. But he doesn't even leave the house ever. He just stays there and says, "You know what?
Okay, so don't be a male deer."
He's waiting for his check.
So what do male deers eat if they don't leave the little humping area?
They're nuts.
I think the woman brings home shit for him. Whatever. It's the doe. They bring them. They bring them home. Here, I got all these berries for you. And he's like, "All right, bitch, lay down."
I do have a couple showbiz stories.
Well, if we're gonna do that, you know what? Let's do that because maybe Matt will get inspired to find something to read for this reading later that he's going to.
I'm more tempted or thinking about just getting stoned with the chickens. It seems like a much better use of my time. But before we go to show business, I wanted to, while we're on the chickens, my wife is asking me, what happens when it snows? Will the chicken, I've never seen chickens in the snow. Will the chickens go out in the snow? I mean, because we get pretty deep snows here.
I mean, if in Indiana, I don't ever see them out when it's snowing. Usually they're in the coops.
So what do they do? Starve to death during that?
I thought they had a home. If they have a coop, don't they have somebody bringing them
usually
food in the coop?
Usually, yeah.
Why would they go out if there's somebody was feeding them at home? If I was getting everything you needed to your house, would you ever leave? If this is my city.
That's just how the farms are around here. I mean, when it's nice out, they're all out, and then when it's shitty and gross, the animals go in.
But the snows, again, we'll go to show business. But the snows can last like weeks. You're just saying they're just gonna bunker down in their little chicken coop for weeks and never come out.
Mm-hmm.
It will be interesting to see. I'm going to monitor this. If I'm still alive, I will monitor the chicken.
Matt Napo, our live chicken correspondent.
Right, our live chicken. I would call it hen lips. Oh, by the way, it was Henry's birthday. Hen Lips' birthday yesterday. I missed saying happy birthday to Hen Lips. Okay, showbiz.
And now, bringing you the latest in entertainment news from Hollywood, New York, and East Bumfuck, Montana. Here's our chief entertainment correspondent, Ron Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showbiz.
I'm I'm not interested. I'm not interested in showbiz at all.
Yeah, it's showbiz, and it's Friday.
Oh my fucking god! Oh, by the way, before you get started, we're looking at a picture of a cow. My wife, the other night, I made chicken, and she would not eat it because she finds the chicken's adorable now. And I'm like, I hope you never, let's not ever go, don't ever see a live cow because you're gonna become a vegetarian. You just can't be falling in love with animals and saying I'm not going to eat them now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you have plenty
moving
of
on to showbiz with cows. Oh.
Yeah, so this is Shel Talmy, I guess. He's known as a 60s music producer. He's worked with the Kinks, The Who, and many others. He died at his home in L.A. Yesterday from a stroke, and he was 87 years old.
Good for him. I'm jealous.
Yeah, he had a pretty impressive resume with the number of bands that he's worked with, and some very legacy bands. So
he must have lived a good life to be rewarded with death, because apparently I am unworthy of death because I keep asking for it, and people think I'm just kidding. Listen, there is a basic need for survival, but I really want to be dead. I really want to be dead. I don't have enough money to hire a hitman to kill me, but if I did, I would. I'd hire a hitman off me to sneak up on me. I make it so I don't see it coming and kill me. So I'm jealous of this guy. Okay, we can move.
You can move. All right. So this whole John Krasinski thing is, people are still talking about it, and anything for attention, I guess, because we're still talking about it. But this is Greg Gutfeld, and he was making some very weird trans jokes about John Krasinski being the sexiest man, and apparently they all fell flat because people were like, "What the fuck are you even talking about?" So. Really, just Greg.
Keep in mind,
they
think Trump is the sexiest man. They actually do. They think Trump is the sexiest man alive. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Actually, I just think Greg wants to be naked with John and feel his manhood rub against his back.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong. All right.
It's so hard. I know you've talked about, but Gutfeld. This is not something he had, and why people look at him as a comedian in any way rather than just a political commentator or whatever the fuck he is. He has never been funny I saw his show back when Red Eye first appeared on Fox, and I was like, this guy's not a fucking comedian. And this is part of the problem, is that this is what passes for comedy now. That's a fucking sad commentary. Greg Gutfeld, comedian. It's not even hard for me as Tim Pool to say. Greg Gutfeld, comedian.
Well, I mean, comedian is a strong word now, especially in today's climate, because there are open micers that are like a month or two in, and they'll be like, "I'm a comedian." It's like, bro, you are nowhere close.
To be fair, ChatGTP identifies me as a comedian.
That's fair.
It's only because you're funny looking.
Yeah, and computers are never wrong. But anyway, this is Red One. It's opening this weekend. Apparently, they spent $250 million making this movie. So this
now how much of that is money they had to pay people to be in it as opposed to actual production costs and location?
$211 million went to The Rock.
Yeah. It's probably crazy numbers if you dig into it, with The Rock and Chris Evans in it. I mean, Hollywood keeps giving The Rock money, which I don't understand, because his track record of movies is so shitty. I don't understand how anyone's.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Well, his movies don't make money back for the studios. That seems like a really
not always. Like if you look at his, like, Black Adam didn't do well. His appearances in Fast and Furious are not, like, those movies don't do as well as the ones without him.
Oh fuck!
Like,
I gotta take a bite of
so now